And Jaraboo grabbing third, 1, 7 and 3 after race number 7 from Eagle Farm. At Sandown, these mares are at the barrier. They'll be moving up shortly, where Thurman's at 4.10, Surprise Pick at 6.50, a Nice Maiden at 7.30. And they're the main hopes for race number 7 as we head back to Sandown and Alf. And Alf, probably the best race for the day.
It does look a very good race indeed, Kappa. Lovely to see you too. I've put number 8 on top here, Ice Maiden. First up, look, its form doesn't read that good when you look at it and you see 13 of 13 at Flemington. However, it was in a set weight and penalty race, the Let's Elope, behind Ain't Seen Nothing. Was beaten 6.5 lengths. However, this race is easier. It does look as if it's trained on very well as far as I'm concerned. I've put it on top. Does represent a little bit of value too on the tote. Number 5 I've included, Surprise Pick. This is the horse that probably gets the perfect run in transit here from an inside gate. It was very good in winning at Bendigo, albeit a Class 6, can only win, and it'll get every chance today. Box seated there, it'll probably do the same again today. Number 2, Thurman. This is one horse that will get back a little bit. However, the dry track suits perfectly, does look very well too. And I've also included number 6, which is Oamaru Town. This horse is drawn out a little bit, may have to do a little bit of work going forward from an awkward gate, however has got natural speed to be able to do it with...
As I said, a lot of improvement today, hopefully.
Well, and we're glad to see that you're A-OK. Continue to ride well, you're going very well.
No worries, thanks a lot.
There he is, young Nicholas Ryan, and well, it's good to see that they do bounce back, and I'll tell you what, it can do nothing better for their confidence.
Advice, late scratching in this. Number 6, Oamaru Town, 4.40 on Vet's advice. Bookmakers rule a line. We'll have a betting announcement to follow the running of the race. Starter mounting the platform, about to send them on their way. Thurman might well be the sub. We'll confirm that after the race. It is the favourite at $4.60 at the moment. All in the light flashes, they're off and racing. And Surprise Pick pinged away, seemed to knuckle slightly and is going to settle just off the pace. And that is being set by Ennis Kerry ahead of Alice in Toyland. Part of Jearna's third and Surprise Pick just off them now fourth. Mukhtar Cherie on her outside, 2 lengths to Callandoon. Little Miss Quick between horses with Shannon Royale. Back behind them then is Ice Maiden, and she's followed Albacatcha Road, and then Thurman has got a good way back with Jet Set Lass around her. Next is Galadriel, followed by Denise Margaret, and Zoilus last. 1,000 metres left to go. Alice in Toyland shot to the front down the back and led by 2 lengths. Alice in Toyland ahead here of Ennis Kerry. In third placing, Surprise Pick, 1 part of Jearn. Little Miss Quick running 50 inside to Ice Maiden around her. Then Mukhtar Cherie and Shannon Royale in a bunch. A length and a half further back in the field then is Galadriel trying to improve her place, and then Albacatcha Road, followed by Callandoon. 2 lengths to Jet Set Lass. Thurman at least 15 lengths from the leader coming up the side, followed then by Denise Margaret, and last is Zoilus. Alice in Toyland's run it hard, and she's going to corner in front by a length and a quarter to Ennis Kerry. Surprise Pick 2 lengths away, third as they wheel the turn, then part of Jearn. Little Miss Quick is getting through on the inside, making ground, and next Shannon Royale. Ice Maiden pulled out wide to run on. Then trailed back behind them Callandoon, and Jet Set Lass the widest runner. Alice in Toyland came to the 300 by 2 lengths. Little Miss Quick, part of Jearn. Surprise Pick trying to lift, and back behind them Albacatcha Road. Alice in Toyland in front from Surprise Pick. Galadriel and Callandoon are swapping them. Alice in Toyland still the leader. She's in front, the grey, and Alice in Toyland beats Denise Margaret, who rocketed home on the outside. Now third, we've got Zoilus. Little Miss Quick are up there. Surprise Pick is in that mix. Not too sure about the third place. Callandoon, Galadriel, Thurman made some ground out wide. Back behind those to finish in the race, we saw Mukhtar Cherie and Jet Set Lass, Shannon Royale, Albacatcha Road, Ice Maiden, and well back here is part of Jearn and Ennis Kerry. Alice in Toyland, Ernie Marchant just straight to the front and kept on running. She'll pay $10.50 and $3.10. The flying finish was from Denise Margaret. I think she'll get the second. She has got the second, $12.40. The issue for thirds, a beauty. There's a number of them in that photo finish for third. Little Miss Quick, Surprise Pick, Zoilus, Callandoon, they're all there. Here's the third. Number 1's got that. Little Miss Quick. So in the 7th, it was 3, 7 and 1. 3, 7 and 1. Alice in Toyland leading virtually all of the way. Taken to the front, down the back, a good way from home, and she just kept on running. I think a lot of people shying away from her, thinking that this was a bit harder, and she's been racing well, but principally on wet tracks. But she's now had 3 Sandown hillside runs and won them all. She's been at Sandown Lakeside and performed quite well, but she's got a real liking for this long stretch, which is, I suppose, a little unusual for a front-running mare, but she has really, well, she's come here 3 times and she's won every one of them. The most obvious thing in the race, the last start winner, and many people did ignore her. She started at
10 for Wadi, $3 for Star of Florida, and Goldcatcher is easing out now. At the barrier here at Rose Hill for the last, and Thorn Park continues to firm now into 280. Fuadi at $9.50 and Star of Florida at $3.30. A reminder, our twilight service will kick in with Albion Park, which is part of our nighttime action, of course. The first there due at 5:35. Belmont follows at 5:45.
See a start in the last of the day. Starter ready, they're off, and Mystique got out quickly, so too did Star of Florida. Empire third, Gullcatcher fourth, followed by Fuadi. A length and a half further back in the field, Century Kid. Academe out wider, followed by Force Apollo. Thorn Park is next, then Pompeii, Cheverny, and then Corral Boy at Absolute. Knickerbocker Kid, they're scorching grass, 700 to go. And Mystique and Star of Florida, Hammer and Tong to Empire, Century Kid, Fuadi. Then comes the grey Gullcatcher, a length and a half, Academe, 2.5 Thorn Park, and then Force Apollo, followed by Pompeii, Cheverny, and then Corral Boy and Knickerbocker Kid. Around the corner they travel, Mystique and Star of Florida. They are going lickety split there, 2 lengths Empire, a length the Gullcatcher, Fuadi, Century Kid, and then Academe. Thorn Park's a mile back. They race down towards the 200, and Mystique and Star of Florida, a length and a half on Academe, rattling home, and Empire next. Star of Florida hits the front from Mystique, and then Empire. Star of Florida is in front. A great win, Star of Florida. Photo Miners, Empire, Academe and Mystique, and Thorn Park flew when it was all over. Too short for him. Fuadi, and then Pompeii and Century Kid, Gullcatcher, Force Apollo, Knickerbocker Kid, Corral Boy and Cheverny finished amongst the tail enders. Terrific win. Star of Florida has taken out the last, and what have they run? It and Mystique went hammer and tong all the way. Star of Florida beat off Mystique, and Patrick Payne riding hard down the outside. Horses were coming late, but Star of Florida was simply too good, and a big battle for Miners. Now let's look at the time here. The race record is 1:03.33. They've run 1:02.82. 1:02.82 is just outside Deposition's track record of 1:02.55. The race record has been smashed, 1:03.33 previously. And we're waiting on all the numbers to come up. Here they come. Number 6, Star of Florida, ridden by Patrick Payne, is first. Number 10 is second. That is Academe, ridden by Danny Beasley. Number 7, Empire, ridden by Hugh Bowman, third. Number 1, Mystique, ran fourth, ridden by Danny Nikolic. 5th and 6th to come. Thorn Park, they ran him off his legs in the early stages, but he absolutely produced wings over the last 100 metres. And when Boss was finally able to get him clear, he absolutely flew to the line. Totes that we have in the last: number 6 has paid $3.30 and $1.70. Number 10, $5.60. Number 7, $3.80. The Quinella, $49.30. Exacta, $81 neat. The Trifecta, $925.70. The first 4, 6, 10, 7, 1, $3,869.70. The Superfecta is coming up now. 6, 10, 7, 1, 3, 2. 6, 10, 7, 1, 3, 2. Overall divvy, haven't got the Superfecta component. The jackpot component, $14,558.08, and the spinner on the even is $3.90. Now, the winning margin was 3/4 of a length, a nose between second and third, a new race record run of 102.02 and 33.93 sectionally. And Pat Duff, training star of Florida for P&M, P Duff M and H.J. Plumley by Telesto from Triadon. And that would give Pat no end of pleasure to think that he's gone hard with Mystegic all the way. He's still been able to come on and win by 3/4 of a length. Great return by Mystegic, terrific run by Thorne Park. And if there's not some depth in the form out of the last, well, that'll do us, Paul. We don't really need anything else, matey. No, I think that'll do us. Yeah, good to see you, the Savo, mate.
Thank you, Ian. Ian Craig there at Rosehill this afternoon, and he's not a bad judge. Ian, Star of Florida, taking out the last over Academe and Empire. 925 the trifecta. The first 4, one Mystegic ran 4th, paid 3,869. The late cap coming up in 3. And Beautiful Gem at 3.30 is the favourite ahead of Danish Peak at 5 even. Need to get the late mail as we head back to Alf Matthews.
Yeah, thanks again, Kappa. Look, I've stuck with the favourite here. Number 1, Beautiful Gem. Just looks to me as if it's a bit better in condition today than what it was.
For the last on the card. Light flashes, they're ready. All clear now. Off. Chicks in Charge jumping swiftly on the inside. Songs of Vienna was away quickly with Regal Summer. Poetic Point, Beautiful Gem just off them. And driving forward is Port Rye with the blinkers on today, trying to find the lead. Settling down, good tempo. Songs of Vienna held the front. Port Rye is second, 2.5 lengths away. Chicks in Charge on the inside with Poetic Point around her. Beautiful Gem with a nice trail in 5th, and they're followed a length further back by Regal Summer. 1 to Lacrimosa being trailed by Danish Peak, midfield on the inside, and then a length to Hennon Court, who's racing over on the outside. Lush Liaison making ground along the fence, and then Tismazing, Infinity, and back to the end to Chocolate Alley on the outside, and Something Else at the turn. And Songs of Vienna's run it pretty quickly. She's got the field well strung out around the turn. 2 lengths in front, Port Rye is second. 3 lengths away, Chicks in Charge and Poetic Point around her. Beautiful Gem easing out towards the middle of the track, and then Regal Summer, Infinity. Back behind them, Lacrimosa and Danish Peak isn't doing enough. Songs of Vienna's coming back now. 300 left to go. Beautiful Gem out in the middle with Lacrimosa, and Regal Summer's getting a run on the inside at the 200. Regal Summer hits the lead from Songs of Vienna. Beautiful Gem and Chicks in Charge coming. Regal Summer on the outside. Beautiful Gem driving at her now. Beautiful Gem grabbed the lead, and Beautiful Gem just wins it from Songs of Vienna, who fought back well. Regal Summer, Chicks in Charge up there for 3rd with Lacrimosa wide out. Next, Infinity, and they were followed by Lush Liaison, Tismazing, Poetic Point. Danish Peak only battled home. Next to finish, Port Rye, who knocked right up, and they were followed by Hennon Court, Chocolate Ali, and Something Else. Beautiful Gem has got the money here. 290 and 150. Stand by for numbers. Ended up being a terrific finish, about 4 of them going over the line, but finishing the best was the toppy with the 58 kilos. And she gets it officially. 1 Beautiful Gem racking up a winning double for Brett Pribble and Lee Friedman. They combined earlier to win the second on the card with Sweet Corn. Now, the minor issues taking the judge a little time to work out. It's a number of chances here. Songs of Vienna fought back really well. Chicks in Charge is there, and Regal Summer's over on the inside. Stand by for those minor placings. Oh, I just thought when they went over the line that maybe Songs of Vienna would get the second, but has done a good job on this filly. Kept her nice and balanced. Came up the middle of the track, just easing over the heels of the leaders. They went very, very hard in the race. Still, there's some distance or time outside of the record, with about 1.2 or so outside of that record, but they did scoot along. And Beautiful Gem, just sitting off the pace, was able to just wind up under her own steam, and she got there narrowly. Songs of Vienna was a terrific run. She'd set all the pace. The horse that went out with her dropped right out, and she's managed to keep going and just be beaten in the photo, so an excellent effort. 1, 2 and
Little Alice